Hello and good morning, and today we're going to review some websites and YouTube channels. Thank you so much for coming in today. Apologize if for those of you who are live here, in fact, came in an hour earlier. I had this time set incorrectly, and right now is obviously the right time. So thank you so much for sticking around. I was just so happy to see everybody who stuck around and actually just continued to chat with each other. I was reading some of the comments, and then I went to cook breakfast for the kids and then come back. I had my coffee already, so I'm wired, I'm ready to go, and I'm excited to dive into some of your stuff. And I'll ask for volunteers in just a moment here, but again, thank you for showing up. I also want to do a little correction. Today is day 192. I had said yesterday that it was day 192. As you know, with these large numbers, like sometimes I forget or skip things accidentally. Yesterday was 191. So today is 192, which means episode 200 is a week from tomorrow. So it'll be Sunday, which is great because it's the weekend. I can even maybe do a 3-hour live stream. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll see who I can bring in as special guests, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, today is 192. So thankful for you. Let's get started. Columbus sail the ocean blue. Anyway, let's go.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
All right, we're ready to get started. I don't have my usual computer, which had all the slides that I wanted to share with you because my computer LCD screen cracked, and that was sort of the down moment of the week for me. Other than that, it was a very up week for me and for business, and to be here with you talking about books. I read some of the comments earlier from some of you saying that you are now encouraged to write a book despite being scared or despite not it working out initially when you tried before. We talked about audiobooks on Thursday. We talked about marketing your books on Wednesday. We talked about just sort of how to write your book on Tuesday, and on Monday we talked about what can happen when you write your book, and I hope that it was encouraging for you. And even if you're not sort of set to write books right now, at least that'll be there archived so that you can come back to it a little bit later. There's also a lot of great stuff on smartpassiveincome.com, especially on the podcast. Several podcast episodes about writing books in the past, back when I launched Will It Fly, back when I launched Let Go, and more recently back when I launched Superfans last year. And starting at the end of this year, most likely in November, I'm going to be working to write my next book, and this one's going to be a big one. This may in fact be my first traditionally published book, so I appreciate you in advance for the support for that. And it's going to be, yes, about productivity, but it's going to be centered around also education, and it's going to be sort of my first foray, my first big noisemaker, if you will, in my goal to have a little bit of an agent of change within the world of education. So it's kind of a nice bridge between the entrepreneurial stuff and also the education stuff that I want to start diving into for the latter part of my life. Anyway, thank you so much. This was also a week of a brand new angle. I see that you like this one. I'm going to see if I can keep this one. This is in fact an additional camera I had that I just wanted to try out this idea. And the cool thing is it's getting a great response. It also gives you that sort of behind the scenes set feel. You can see just how big this light is, for example, and other cool things like that. I actually brought this multi-camera view within the couple webinars and also presentations I did this week. I did one for Teachable called the Share What You Know Summit, and everybody was really impressed with that. I'm always trying to bring my A game and always try and experiment. I might in fact need to make this a permanent setup, this screen right here. And actually it was interesting, you know, again, looking for blessings in disguises. My computer LCD screen cracked. I knew that I had to scramble, and a big thanks to Jess, who was able to get me another computer really quick so that I wouldn't miss any of the big important things I need to do, including the income stream. And what was interesting was while resetting that up, because I had to start from scratch with especially the stream related stuff, the stuff that pops on the screen, I was able to then rethink, okay, well, what could I do better this time? So I have this new angle now, as you see. I have like a more animated subscribe button below, so make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. The other one was just like a little static subscribe button. I also have like this now, so if I'm like really super stoked and impressed on something that you're doing, or we're together celebrating, we can pop that thing up. I have like a different looking thank you now. I have like this situation, so I have to center my screen, but if like my mind is blown with something, now I can do things like that. So Although, kind of sucks that my LCD screen cracked and I have to go into Apple next week because they're so backed up because they don't, I don't know why. Anyway, it's going to be a while till that original computer gets fixed. But as a result, I'm sort of going back into and trying to improve things. So this is like a good lesson in, well, hey, when things go wrong, you can see what you can do to make it the next time around even better. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. So you could have live audience members sit on a couch over by the thank you message. Ooh, that would be kind of cool. Love how you're constantly growing. Thank you, Michelle. Your presentations on Share What You Know, Teachable. Excellent to see. I noticed how you were doing it in addition to what you were teaching. Thank you. Yeah. And again, my goal when I speak on stages in person is to, and thank you for that, Grandmagoodie, is to impress, is to make an impression, is to be remembered. When I go and speak at conferences, I'm not there just to spend time on stage, but I'm there to also spend time within the audience. I want to be there, show up early, meet people, and provide as much service to the conference as much as the audience who is at that conference. So like the conference director, the conference company, etc. And I want to do the same thing virtually. In fact, I think I'm going to do more of these virtual type conferences. In fact, I have a keynote next Sunday for Mindshare, which is JJ Virgin related business, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to bring my A game again, just like this. Big thanks to Ecamm for the software, essentially, that allows me to sort of manage this really easily, and especially with the Elgato Stream Deck, which is this device here. I don't know if you could see it, but that thing with all the buttons, this is my mission control center, right? For all the different situations here. Anyway, I'm just having a blast trying to nerd out on this stuff, but also provide value. And I think when you can provide value and have fun at the same time, it means people watching you are hopefully going to have fun too. So this is why I do what I do. Destiny Show, happy weekend. Thanks for the inspiration this week. You're welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you, man, for the super chat. Let's see. Grandmagoodie says, today I went to a website trying to find a live stream. They desperately need your 5 things to check, help their website. Yes. So let's talk about that. When I go to another person's website, and this is what I want you to think about when it comes to your website. And also, I want you to put on your cap when we review these other websites or YouTube channels, as well as when you just go to other websites in general. I remember when I used to be a waiter at Macaroni Grill, and then every time from that point forward, after getting training and doing waiting for a while at a restaurant, now when I get waited on, I'm always judging, right? And I don't know if that's good or not, but I'm always like, oh, I wouldn't do it that way. Or, wow, that was really great how they did that to make me feel more special or whatever, right? So when you learn the language, you start to notice how other people are using this kind of stuff correctly or incorrectly. And this is great because you can practice as you visit websites, which you do every single day. I want you to put your thinking cap on and just go, how are they hooking me in? If you've spent 10 minutes on a website and you just catch yourself like going down a rabbit hole, try to remember what brought you there in the first place. What was that hook that brought you in? What was the need that you had that had you start this process and keep going with them? Because when you can figure out what's working on you, you can also be able to start to figure out what's working on others, right? So when you start to learn this language, it can be really great. It also reminds me of when I was in architecture school. I took a class, one of the hardest classes that I took was actually a drawing class, because of course, as an architect, you need to at least know how to sketch and stuff. And I remember there was a particular couple weeks of work just about shading and shadows and how they can make drawings pop and whatnot. And we were supposed to go around campus and draw certain elements of the school and even just finer details of little ornaments on buildings and whatnot. And the shadows were everything, right? The shadows is what make things look real. And you start to look at things differently. And I remember I just had like I don't know what it was. It was almost like I had these glasses on now, even though I didn't have real glasses on, where I just started noticing things. And now I can't not notice those things anymore. Now when I go and I look at a building, I'm not just looking at the actual material. I'm looking at the different shadows and where shade is casted and how people are using those building elements to actually flow through. I mean, it's just such a cool thing when you begin to start learning the language. And I recommend you do the same thing when it comes to your websites and other websites and videos that you watch and just other things that you're paying attention to, because the consumption should also be education, right? It's not just learning, you're also learning and potentially thinking about how to implement at the same time, if that makes sense. Cool. So here are the kinds of things I'm going to be looking for. the first thing I always pay attention to is just like, how do I know who this is for and what's in it for those people? So when I go to a website and I'm looking for something that I know and hopefully has what I need, I go, how do I know this is for me? And how do I know that like this is speaking to me as somebody who's searching for this kind of information or fits within that niche, right? How do I know it's for me and what's in it for me? So a lot of times on our brands, we just kind of go, oh, this is the name. Okay. And sometimes the names do have the relevant sort of benefit within them, right? Smart passive income. It's very clear that at least you might think that on this website or in this brand, you're going to learn in a smart way how to generate some passive income. Keynote is that it's not going to happen right away, and passive income is the last step. But I'm going to teach you the smart ways to go about getting there. So that's smart passive income. But what if you were just your name? Or what if you had a brand that was maybe a little bit less obvious in terms of what this was about? Well, that's where your tagline comes into play. And your tagline, the one sentence or few sentences that actually connect the proper or expected niche to your website or to your video, right? Who do you help and how do you help them? That's essentially what we're talking about here. Next, I always look for, well, how are you guiding me through your brand? Where do you want me to go? Especially on blogs. Blogs are notorious for just having way too overwhelming amounts of information and not displaying it in a way that actually should be consumed. Meaning, of course, when we blog, we're writing whatever's on our mind and we're publishing it. Hopefully it's relevant. Hopefully it has keywords related to it as well. But is that the actual order? Is the reverse order of how you wrote these, which is how they're displayed, the actual order that people should be consuming them? So how might I know where to get started? How might I get information about where to begin, right? We need to do this as a service to those who come to our website. Well, the thank you's been up there for a while. Sometimes I get in the flow and I don't even like look at the screen, which I should learn how to do that a little bit better, at least just a quick glance. Because sometimes, I remember one time I was talking like this the whole time and you just saw the side of my face. My profile looks a little strange. So let's see. I'm also looking for just consistent branding, especially if you have both a YouTube channel and a website and also your social media streams, which we don't review any social media things here. Your bio is obviously very important, but any way that I can connect to you across all those different platforms is really key. And also I want to know who's behind the website. I want to know who's behind the blog, who's behind the video, right? How can I start to go, ooh, this is the person that I want to pay attention to? How can I begin to understand that out of all the other people who are likely sharing the same kind of information, I can uniquely connect to you? This is the, well, hey, what's stopping me from going somewhere else question, right? So what is it about you? It can be many different kinds of things. It can be perhaps your credentials. You might have more experience than other people, in which case that should definitely surface. Maybe it's just a little bit more about who you are. For me in the entrepreneurial space, I know it's very different that I really hone in and focus on the fact that I'm doing this for family. I'm doing this not to be sort of rich and famous, not to build like mansions and buy Lamborghinis, but I'm doing this for financial security with my family, to spend more time with them, etc. So I lean into that a little bit more. That's something that is an advantage that I have within this space, and I want to use that, right? It could be your personality. It could be very clearly just your stance on a particular topic. Even down there was a woman who I interviewed recently for Ask Pat, and she has a brand in the knitting space that is purposefully different than all the other knitting brands out there. And it's sort of like a kick butt brand, but I'm not going to say the A word, but you know what I mean. So bad A knitting is her brand. And she does get a lot of flack from the rest of the community, but she also is attracting the right kind of people for her brand as well, right? Because when you think of knitters, typically you think of like someone who's perhaps a little bit older, who is sitting on their couch just watching Price is Right and knitting, right? Very stereotypical, but that's kind of who you might assume. Versus, you know, Gen X, millennials who are just like into knitting, but they don't have a spot to come together. And then she's providing that space, which is pretty cool. let's see. And then the final thing is just any distractions, anything that's like, that's probably not necessary, like pop-ups or images that aren't really necessary or anything like that. So chat, let me know in the chat if you'd like me to review something of yours. I'm going to take volunteers now, and I'm going to pop on to the websites or your YouTube channel. I'm going to give you my first impression, spend 5-10 minutes on them, and we're going to go through as many as we can till the top of the hour here. So a lot of explanation up front, about 15 minutes worth, and plus a little backstory about what's been happening lately. But I'm just very appreciative of your time here, and I'm stoked to share my thoughts. As we wait for some suggestions, and if you want to get reviewed, make sure to either let me know what you want to get reviewed, and also if it's a website, see if you can write the word dot instead of putting it on there, because YouTube likes to hold them hostage sometimes. Okay, so we're going to start with Mandy Ellis, and then we're going to go with Grandmagoodie. Let me write these things down so I don't forget. So we got MandyEllis.com. And we got, and also Dan Norton. Let's get to Dan Norton. He's been super helpful for the brand, too. So Dan, if there's any time today, I would love a website review for the podcast now that we have launched. I used Podpage over WordPress just to keep it simple and quick. Dan, is there a website link for that? Cool. And then Grandmagoodie, where's Grandmagoodie? Okay, gotcha. We also got, let's see. Okay. We're going to see if we can go through these quickly and efficiently, but with value, hopefully. So MandyEllis.com. All right. Here is the website. Love the colors. Love the layout. It's different, but very clean. Just first impressions. I love that I'm seeing a little bit of you down here already. For a personal brand, that's really, really important to me. A pop-up just showed up, but it didn't show up right away. But it did show up before I even scrolled down, and, typically, yes, a person's going to scroll down and find a few things. Again, I love the dog. I mean, this is just your personality showing up. I get to know a little bit more about you immediately here just because of that, and it doesn't seem like it's just, I'm just trying to take advantage of these dogs. It seems to be like who you are, which I love. Want to charge what your work is worth? Get my free pricing guide designed for freelance writers. So this is about freelance writing. I see that here, Austin freelance writer. P.S. You also receive my updates, etc. Okay, not a bad pop-up. In fact, I really like the pop-up. Again, the colors here, you seem to be a photographer or have some sort of design eye, which is really, really advantageous for sure. You're doggone right. I want that guide. I like the theming. This is great. I mean, it's going to push some people away, but you're going to attract the right people who will want to connect with you, and I like that. I think it's worth having this filter to bring in the people that you want, because this is who you are, and I absolutely love that. So I'm going to click out of this. I would say that that came in a little early. I want to get to know you a little bit more, and perhaps I would have that pop up not after a certain amount of time, but perhaps after a certain amount of scrolling. If you could have a scrolling trigger, that would be better. Look at this. This is fantastic. I hardly see this here on the income stream, but this is social proof. This is just a quick, easy way to go, hey, look at me, but not in an aggressive way. But here are the kinds of brands that we work with, or here's who I've helped. So if a person's sort of on the fence, again, remember, people default to doubt online. This is an amazing way to show that you have some clout, to show who you've worked with before. And you've done it in a great way, because it's not all different colors. It's like all one color. It's all white on this themed blue or teal here. And that's great, because it's not too loud, and I love that. Okay, so let's go into some of the copy, some of the most important stuff, right? So I did notice that there's actually quite a bit of space up here from the top of Mandy Ellis text all the way to the top. There is a lot of wasted real estate here, and it's funny because it literally says real estate. I don't know if that's so funny. That's almost like a hidden message there. Like, hey, look at all this real estate for something else, or that's wasted. Meaning, what if this search bar was sort of down here? You see how we get a little bit more into what is now relatable to me down here? versus if I scroll up, I'm just not seeing as much info. So anyway, maybe this is smaller, maybe the search bar, and maybe some of the coloring comes up here. Again, that's really up to you. Again, you have a really nice designer, whoever that is. But all that to say, I just wanted to learn a little bit more before having to scroll down and trying to figure out, okay, well, how does this relate to me? That's always the first question that I want to go, how does this relate to me? So this seems more right now like it's all about you, which is okay. I mean, this is a personal brand, obviously. Hi there, I'm Mandy Ellis, Austin, freelance writer and marketing. That's all I see right now. And based on that, I'm like, okay, unless I'm in Austin, and unless I'm in Austin and really knowing that I need to look for a freelance writer, then I'm not quite sure that this is going to be for me. I like that you mentioned Austin, but who are you helping? So for food, real estate, travel, health, insurance clients. So the use of the word client here is really interesting, because I don't know if I go, if I wake up in the morning and chat, we can discuss this. But what is your thought on the word on that word client, right? Because that, for somebody who's just coming in, right? Somebody who you're already working with, they would consider themselves a client, right? But somebody who's coming in a little bit later, Mandy, might not go, oh well, you're either speaking to me like I'm already working with you, or you're assuming something, or it's just not for me because I don't consider myself a client. Even with people who I hire, consultants and such, like I know I'm a client of theirs, but I don't consider myself a client. How would you better connect with me? A food, real estate, travel, health, insurance blogger, creator, influencer, maybe not. I think that language could be perhaps a little bit different in terms of something that would connect me with you right from the get-go, right? Now, you're doing a great job. Again, this is a fantastic photo. Your dogs, it'd be cool to sort of even learn their names on here, because that's very inviting, right? Like, hey there, I'm Mandy Ellis, and then, hi, I'm Rex, and I'm, Snowball, or whatever. I don't know what the names of your dogs are. But, yes, that's that. Also, I like what Dawn here says, more info button. Like, there is no call to action button at all until literally. So, like, I'm scrolling down, right? I could potentially click here to learn more. On the hunt, yes. Click here to work with me. Click here to learn a little bit more about me. Nothing. Giant real estate for this, which again is okay. Why work with me? I'm psyched to see my clients succeed. I'm specialized. This is such an important thing. I love that you mentioned that there. I've got all reader-friendly details. I love that you're using just like the language that you use. It's very easy. If I'm like feeling your vibe, I want to hire you. Okay, I still have nowhere to click. Here we go. Got a project you're psyched to talk to me about? Contact me. So we're relying completely on this homepage to do the job of selling, which is okay. Let's see. A little bit more about you, perhaps, because when working with somebody, we want to know a little bit more about them. And some people may choose to want to dig deeper into who you are, although you're, again, doing a great job. Got a project you're psyched to talk to me about. What else might you be able to say here? This is the primary call to action. And this is the call to action. Got a project you're psyched to talk to me about? Contact me. Versus, do you have a project you want me to help you with so that I can save you time and help you write really engaging articles that get you more listeners, readers, etc., or whatever the benefit is. This is the prime spot we need to put the benefit. Number one, this is everything right here. This is step one. In this moment, right here is where we need to sell the contact me, right? And again, you've done a great job of getting people to know a little bit more about you already, which is way better than most that I've seen. Even just on the images that you've used and the language that you're using and some of the images that you share. I don't know why I said that twice, but I guess I like them that much. But this contact me form, and this just takes me to, an email. So a contact form may be a little bit better. And the reason why a contact form may be better is because you can use a tool like Typeform, if you like. You don't have to get to that level, or Gravity Forms. Number one, you're not going to get as much spam. So by having your email address on here, just like directly, you're going to have bots across the internet find this and send you stuff that's going to be irrelevant, just trying to sell you stuff. And I very much hesitate to add our emails directly on our websites like that. Number two, having a form on there makes it just, they message you right there. They don't have to worry about opening up a new email thing. I personally don't use the email thing that just popped up. I go into Gmail. I don't use my mail email client on my device. So I would go, okay, well, this is too much work, right? So use a form instead and have a person be able to just, without additional steps to open anything or perhaps have something break, they just pop it in right into the form. The other cool thing is you can have a drop-down menu if you use a tool like Typeform or, Typeform I think does integrate with Square, or Squarespace. But anyway, whatever tool you might have for a contact form, I would much rather you use that instead of the contact me page, which opens up an email. You can have drop-down menus for, I want to hire you as a writer. I want to talk to you about a partnership. I want to advertise on your website, or whatever that the top sort of things that people contact you for, you can put them there. The contact form is something I've had people tell me they hated. I mean, I think still having, maybe if you're, having the option to have the email there is fine. But if people want to email you, you have the email there. And I think if that indeed is something you've heard before, then keep it. But have a contact form as well for people who just want to not have to hassle with that. Because you're likely not hearing the people who hate what you have now. Okay, marketing services, etc. Specialties, food. So again, the specialty is so key. You've mentioned it here. Scrolling up, you've mentioned it here. I'm specialized. And you've mentioned it a little bit here. But I didn't know this was like your specialty. Although, yes, you did say this is what you do. But if I was one of these, food or real estate, travel, I would just be like, oh, okay. Versus if you tell me like you are the writer for people who are in real estate, I'm like, wow, you're going to, like, I'm in real estate. You're going to save, I can connect with you a little bit more, if that makes sense. And then finally, like a big part of this is going to be your portfolio, right? So I want to check out your portfolio. I would say that some of your portfolio could potentially live on the homepage as well as like a little teaser. Maybe just your favorite piece of writing or something. Hey, why work with me? Sweet, I'm specialized. I've got all the reader-friendly deets. Click here to read a sample of some of my writing. I want to get to that here. This might be even just click here to check out my portfolio could be the thing. And the other thing is here is your sample work. Here it is down here. Want a sample of what it's like to work with me? Okay, this is great. Testimonial is fantastic. Need a little bit more. Okay, again, call to action. I want to work with you. The only button that worries me, the fact that that's the only place I can contact you simply. Okay, cool. What is it that you're selling? I think we need to finish on this. Your service is writing, but that's actually not what you're selling. What is the writing that you do for people actually do for them? Why are they looking for a writer? Because they don't write as well as you do? Because they don't have the time? I haven't seen anything about the actual benefit of working with you versus just your skills, your credentials, and how great it would be to work with you. But what's the benefit of working with you? You're helping to save people time. You're making people look good. These are the kinds of things that we need to focus on, even in and around the contact form, and perhaps even a little bit more in your messaging here on the top. Austin freelance writer and marketing strategist. I help people in the food, real estate, travel, health, and insurance industries save time, get more traffic, and look good in front of their audience. Now, do you see how we're kind of speaking to a little bit about like, whoa, all right. There you go. So that's like what Frank here is saying. What's the value proposition? Does this make sense? Because that's really important, right? But honestly, one of the cleanest websites we've seen here on the income stream. And as far as like one thing that I'm always looking for that's usually lacking is like, okay, who's behind this? You tell me right away, and I can connect with you. I'm like your friend already, and that is great because people will want to work with people who they know, and you're getting to show who you are a little bit, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. So well done. Well done. GTO, you're hilarious. When you want Pat to stop scrolling because you want to look at something, but he keeps scrolling, then it hits you. You can look at the website yourself. Yes, absolutely. Cool. Well done, though, Mandy. I like it. I like it a lot. You get a ooh from me. All right. Okay, let's go to Grandmagoodie.com. Grandmagoodie, one of our members here, and she's amazing. For those of you who don't know, she has a brand. This is a character, essentially, that she plays, and she does it very well. It is a YouTube channel and this website to help teach Bible stories to kids in a friendly manner with somebody who people can connect with and feel very safe to share their kids with. And this is the website, and it's definitely looking a little bit different. So colorful, which is perfect for kids. And again, parents of kids are here too, obviously. Welcome. Kids get story time from a safe, loving grandma. Grown-ups get a break. Perfect. This is what I'm talking about in terms of like, what's the value proposition here, right? The word safe, I love that you put that in there because that's what parents want to see. Grown-ups get a break. This is perfect. Who is coming to these websites? Probably the adults, and you're speaking to them, but you're showing what their kids are going to get, and I absolutely love that. I love that you have a puppy in the background, and you have this sheep in the background with a cape on it, this wonderful smile from you. That's really great. I absolutely love this. The photo, very inviting. It well represents story time from grandma. Love it. Sweet, kid-friendly Bible stories. Parental relief is here. And again, we're selling to the parents here on the website, right? So that's good. I would say that the number one thing that we could have here on the homepage is one of your videos. In fact, this would be a great way to start actually getting a little bit more views on your videos, is to have one or two of these videos, maybe your favorite one or your most popular one. I would pop it in right here, somewhere right here. So that way people can get access to it and just hear and see what it's like up front. Or even better yet, if we know that this website is in fact for parents, maybe a 1 to 1.5 minute video of you speaking to the parents. And I think from a parent's perspective, they just want to see to make sure that this is actually something worth sharing with their kids. If you could speak with the parents and maybe the kids happen to be in the room with them, that's fine. But putting on that character and just giving a little bit of a taste, a little bit of an introduction can go a long way. And again, that's your bread and butter. Your bread and butter is video. And to not have a video up on here that's easy, that makes me want to click on it, right? Like just an embedded YouTube video or an unlisted YouTube video. In fact, if you want it to be just for parents only, that can pop up right here. Start here to sample some sweet videos. And I know that you have them here too. But this is like one of your sample videos, and then like without having to. And again, these are the thumbnails, so I'm just trying to make it easy on you in terms of like, it would be nice if I could just click play and it would go. Like, let's reduce the amount of friction. I think still having some of these sample videos here are great, and you should keep this. But again, one sort of larger video, sort of like an introduction, or at least maybe your favorite one, just to kind of give parents a quick, easy one click into that, if that makes sense. Duh, I needed Captain Obvious. Cool. Frank and several others are agreeing. Very cool. Let kids play their way into the Bible. Fantastic. Step This is cool. So some play videos. So this here, I'm not quite sure this section. So let kids play their way into the Bible. I like that phrase. But then number 1, 2, 3, 4 here is I don't know. And this is one of those cases where it's like you're inside your business, you're inside the bottle. It's hard to read the label. From the outside, I'm not quite sure here. When I see make a sling thing, I'm like, are you teaching people teaching these kids how to make weapons? Like, I don't know. Versus maybe a paragraph that goes, from you, just a paragraph that says, hey parents, it's very important for not only to have me tell stories, but I want the kids to have some playtime too. So in these sample videos below, you're going to see different examples of how I get the kids to play. And in some cases, they might find and require things around the house, and I'll let them know to come get you when that's the case. But for the most part, you'll have access to everything. Here is a couple videos below to show you what I mean. So some sort of explainer there can go a very long way in helping people understand, right? It's as easy as when you're 1, 2, 3. Let your child watch Grandmagoodie tell a Bible story. She makes it fun, simple, and engaging. Let them tell you about a story and listen. Give them a big hug. No Bible knowledge required. Man, you're hitting all the right things, because I'm like, oh, well, what if I don't know the Bible? Okay, cool. That's okay. So this is so great. I absolutely love it. I think you're at the point now where this is basically done. I mean, look at this. This is so cute. This I would love to see a little bit higher, because it's such a, like maybe over here in the right hand side, or maybe even up here in the upper left hand corner. That logo, guys, geez, this is a sticker. This is the character in a book. This is, I mean, Grandmagoodie, if you wanted to do something to probably get more people to watch your videos, you could write like a short story using Grandmagoodie here, this Grandmagoodie that I'm seeing right now, as a character. And like it's basically maybe one of your most popular videos, but in book format. That could be really interesting. And wow, what a great way to understand what sort of, like Berenstain Bears style books. Remember those like thin books, but they were like really good stories. This character and at the end of each of the books, hey, come to my YouTube channel, go here. And of course you need to do that directly, because you don't have the advantage having child specific videos on YouTube. You don't have the advantage of search and subscription, but having these books and having it be something that maybe the kids can read with their parents to then just kind of enforce this Grandmagoodie character even more. I mean, I can imagine a Grandmagoodie little like rag doll. I mean, there's a whole merch line here coming, I'm assuming, but we need to get more people to find you. And a book, perhaps on Amazon, which maybe you use Amazon to actually print the books out, or perhaps you can work out a deal with somebody who you might know who is a publisher, stickers, etc. That's the ultimate plan. The YouTube channel is connector to the storybooks plan for year 3. Okay, great, Grandmagoodie. You are on the same page as myself and everybody else. But I think you're at the point now where we can start going a little bit bolder in finding new people, finding other brands, other influencers, other creators who might love to push their kids your way. I would love to see you as a guest on other YouTube channels, perhaps even YouTube channels that do have that capability to have subscribers, to have search, etc., unlike yours, because it's child specific. So maybe there's a platform that you could get on that gives you access. And yes, it would take an additional step for people to find that piece to then go to you, but that's better than not having that capability at all. And that's kind of where I would focus, if that makes sense. But I definitely love everything that I'm seeing here. Start here to meet Grandmagoodie. You have a start here section, which is great. See, here's a video.
Hi, kiddo. I'm Grandmagoodie, and this here's Bo.
So this video could just literally be something that's right here, because although you do the right thing and have it open on a new webpage on your YouTube channel, perhaps a video down here specifically for the parents to be introduced to Grandmagoodie, because I'm a parent, I come here and then you say, hi kiddo. Now that can still make sense because you're playing grandma, and I'm not, although I'm not a kid, I'm still considered a kiddo to a grandma, right? But anyway, I'm just trying to connect the dots a little bit more for you, but this is great. This is really cool. The other thing is that will help you, Grandmagoodie, would be to consider how might we get people to binge watch these kids to binge watch your videos for the purpose of being able to serve their parents more time and for the purpose of, making it more fun and obviously getting more views and more people to share, etc. So I know that, for example, PE with Joe, right? Let's go to YouTube. I'm going to go PE with Joe. One thing that he does, so this is Joe, the body coach. Joe has videos, and he goes live, or he went live, see, for kids. So here's an 8-minute kids workout with Spider-Man.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Body Coach TV. My name is Joe Wicks, also known as the Spidey Coach. And today's workout is an 8-minute workout called an Activate. I'm going to get you feeling awake.
So anyway, he appeals to kids. One thing that he does is in all of his videos, he changes the background a little bit. And I'm not saying you have to do that specifically, but there are some fun little Easter eggs in the videos that kids absolutely go crazy for. I remember my kids, when the pandemic started, Joe was going crazy. Literally hundreds of thousands of people watching him live every single day. When he was doing 5 days a week, it was like, it was replacing PE for kids and that kind of thing. And every day or every video, he would change the background a little bit. And our kids, even my older one, was like, oh, let's see where, what the background looks like today. Or, the video would start and he'd go, oh, that's a different guitar today. It's just little fun things like that, which is pretty cool. What's up, Gooden? Appreciate you. So you see, there's a little bit of a playful manner and some games that are played even from video to video, so that when people go, okay, here's video 1 and video 2, things change, and it's like the kids are already playing a game with you, even related to that. Would she benefit to having a live class like on OutSchool for exposure? Potentially. I mean, I can imagine perhaps it might be a fun sort of backdoor entry into getting more exposure on a place like OutSchool, or even creating some content for teachers on Teacher Pay Teachers as Grandmagoodie. That could be really interesting. I can also see perhaps a Bible teaching course for kids as Grandmagoodie on Udemy. And maybe it's free just to get more people to come find you. And then that kind of can lead people into maybe Udemy's not the right place, but anyway, some sort of marketplace where there's people to get people to find you. I can imagine a Kickstarter campaign when your books start coming out, Grandmagoodie, to get more viewers there. I can imagine specifically sort of Christian-related brands being in very much favor of this and be able to want to share it, etc. So just some ideas for you to get more people coming your way, because you're at that point now. I think everything is set up mostly the way it should be. I added an About page too. Might you check it quickly? Sure. About Grandmagoodie and you. Meet Grandmagoodie. Okay. So... see, this is what I'm talking about. This video.
I'm Grandmagoodie, and this is your phone.
Okay, sorry. This seems to be like it's on Wistia or something, because it doesn't look like the YouTube video. This can just be the YouTube video embedded here, so that you can get more views on your YouTube channel. By the way, about Grandmagoodie and you. Since you're here, you must have a child or children you care for and want to bless. Thank you for taking the time to get to know Grandmagoodie better. These paragraphs are quite long. I would break them up so that they're easier to read. But other than that, I love everything that you're saying here. Grown-ups, get a break. It's like Mr. Rogers meets Miss Doubtfire, colorful, safe, and delightful. Right? Like, these kinds of words need to be bolded so that people who are reading this can understand. Oh, just like here. Love it. Your part is easy as 1, 2, 3. Get them to watch a video or cuddle up and watch it with them. Is there like a playlist or somewhere where I can go that's easy? Cool. I love the information here. You've broken it up nicely in terms of the subheadlines. Oh, find the secret code at the end of the video. Neat. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm talking about. Who's Grandmagoodie and where does she come from? Connie Neal, sort of like Peter Parker to Spider-Man. Spider-Man. We just saw Spider-Man. Love it. A little bit more about you. So this is good. This is an important page. This is where likely a lot of adults are going to come to read to just learn a little bit more. I would have more pictures here. I would have the picture of you, not as Grandmagoodie here, perhaps. But yeah, I could feel like the love and support. This is great. And at the bottom here, where should they go next? What's the next call to action? Where do you want them to go from here? That's the last part of this. Cool. Nicely done. Well done. You get a ooh from me too. Connie's site raises a good question for me. If the site is for parents or kids or both, how do we walk that fine line in our website if we could only choose one perspective? I think we have to have one page should be for one specific person, but you can have multiple pages on your website for different people. Perhaps there is a page here, Grandmagoodie, for kids specifically, that you can introduce the parents, that it can introduce you to them through that page, and they can use that opportunity to test whether or not they like this or not, right? So that could perhaps be a really interesting sort of micro test that a parent can have. So, hey parents, here is a single page that you can share with your child that has a single video on it to see if they even like it. And if not, it's okay, no worries. Hopefully you can find something later. But if it works, I'd love to serve you and serve them more in this way. Click here to watch the video first if you'd like, and you can introduce it to your child too if you'd like to. So this way you can have, okay, this is the page speaking to the parents, and now here's a page speaking to the kids, if that makes sense. Cool. A lot of good comments here from others, Grandmagoodie, just so you know. But they are really great, and I just want to congratulate you. This is fantastic. Shared it with our ministry leaders to show her videos in classes. Nice. Fantastic. So Frank, I see your comment here. I have 2 more in line, and then perhaps I can get to you if there is time indeed. But Dan is up next. And Dan, I need your URL for your podcast. Thanks, Pat Flynn. I'll keep applying your excellent advice. You have made such a tremendous difference in helping me serve better. Will do. It's going to get to that tipping point, Grandmagoodie. I think that we just need to keep going, keep getting inspired, keep pushing, and keep reaching out, getting outside of your comfort zone when it comes to exposure, for sure. How about a Facebook Live with family kids where they can comment? Yeah, I think at some point that could obviously work out really well. Yo, Atreya, thank you so much. Hey, Pat, I've been watching you since high school. That's crazy. Hopefully not since I was in high school, because that's a little creepy. I'm just kidding. Now I'm 25. Thank you. How do I submit my YouTube channel for review? So it's just kind of here within the chat. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to review Dan's, then I'm going to review Bernard's, then I'm going to review Frank's, and then I'm going to review yours. And I'm going to do these fairly quickly. But if you can stick around, I'm going to stay on a little bit later to capture all these. This will be how I make it up to those of you who came in early and maybe just saw that the time was incorrect. So let's see. Let's go to first Dan's. Where did that go? I lost it. Okay, I got it. All right, so this is Dan and his podcast. And this is primarily for the podcast, so just keep that in mind. And there's only so much that likely Dan can do with access to this particular theme, or is this coming from a certain host? If it is, it's still looking really good. Actually, no, it looks like you can customize it quite a bit, which is great. So working home parents, working home parents, working home parents. A lot of working home parents here versus like maybe, and I know you might need this here because it's specifically for SEO, which is fine, with Amanda and Dan Norton, weekly interviews, resources, and advice to help make parenting and working from home a little less stressful for you. Add the for you just there because, you know, if a person's not a parent, well, then this isn't for them anyway. But if they are, which likely they would be in case if they're finding this, make it a little bit more connecting to them. So for you, okay? So that's sort of easy, quick fix number 1. Number 2, I see that you have the podcast artwork here, which is awesome. But then you have it here, here, and here. It's quite a lot. I don't think we need it that many times. And of course, I think that with the recent episodes there, you might not even need it in the header since it's so big and down below, right? Then with the newsletter, I'm seeing, okay, subscribe to get our latest content by email. As you probably heard me say before, that's not quite going to be enough to get subscribers to get excited, right? People don't wake up and go, ooh, I want more email, which is essentially what you're saying. What is on the other end of this email, if it indeed does not have a lead magnet yet? Then really hone in this language around the newsletter about, okay, well, what is it here exactly that people are going to get? Yes, our latest content, but what does the latest content do? People want what's on the other end of those emails. They don't want the emails themselves. I like that you have it there, though, right up front on the top of the sidebar, which is good. Donate with PayPal, buy me a coffee. I would have those below this is great that you have the directory of all these different places people can go and listen. That's kind of what you have to do as a podcaster, right? But we need some different imagery. As you can see, it's kind of repetitive. But again, this is just getting up for the first time, which is great. So to start off, for having just done this really quickly and with your new podcast, like it's excellent. The artwork is really, really good. I think one thing you could do is make your faces just a little bit brighter because you look a little bit dark across the way. And it almost looks like you're in a cave a little bit, but just brighten them up a little bit. And I think it could work. But I love this photo with your kid sort of like going crazy in the background. Your wife kind of on the phone, like, what am I doing? And then you on the computer. I love it. If you looked at me, I think it would be just a little bit more powerful. But I think it works. I think it's great. Working home parents, the text just is so bright, and that's good. It stands out, I'm sure, and it will capture people's attention who are working from home and are parents. So I really like that. This is all great. Let's see here. Okay. Reviews. You have the reviews there. That's fantastic. Let's click into one of these. Overcoming Screen Addiction in Families with Joshua C. Andrus. So you got the keyword in there, overcoming screen addiction. You have the sort of benefit, which is overcoming. Let's see. Okay. You have the player here, tag, the artwork again. Again, you might not need the artwork here if this is indeed already within the player, because the artwork is big enough and it's so good that we kind of know what this is already. Again, here's another example of a very large image, which again, you don't need because you have it here next to the player. So this will pull everything up. So I'll see this now. And now I might start to think, okay, great. I can start to read about this thing and get sold on clicking play here instead of just all this. So let's pull that up. Let's remove that image. Let's bring this up a little bit. And again, this is great. You have all the places people can listen. Fantastic. This is where I think we could use some help in the show notes. Now, show notes don't need to be super extensive, but we do need to have them be readable. I think if you bolded, no, you have the bolded name up there. You have the same thing here, which I don't necessarily think is needed. And then the text here, I would space them out a little bit more. I would make them just a little bit more reader friendly. The key takeaways, we need to put bullet points next to these if possible. It looks weird. There's no periods at the end here. I don't know. It just has a weird take for me. It's just hard to read. And then finally, the links here, which are great that you have. I think we need a different color for the links for these things, because the links are very light on a light colored background, and it literally is hurting my eye. No offense. It just is very like a bright teal on white is not going to work. We need that to be either like the dark blue, like normal sort of hyperlinks, or yeah, like how you have the sort of things that stand out for what to listen for, quotes. If these were something that could be shareable, awesome. And you have the transcript here too. So you're capturing sort of SEO in there, and it's available for people who just can't listen to it. And then what? Do we have maybe another place down here to capture the email? Do we have another call to action? Might we be able to quickly follow you elsewhere? Yeah. Cool. I like it. I think the text can be a little bit bigger, maybe. But I think it's mainly just it's not spaced out enough. That's why it's hard for me to read. But overall, pretty good, Dan. Wonderful start on your about page. Again, let's see some other images other than this of your family, and I would like to see maybe like a nice image. Not that this one's not nice, but like one of you just kind of sitting in front of a nice background or something all together. And see, this is a little bit better how this paragraph is spaced out, but that's pretty good. I like it. I like it. Well done on getting the new podcast up, and I'm glad that the course and stuff are helping you out. Well done. Cool. Nice work. All right. That's 3 down. Let's get some quick ones in here. So let's go to, let's see. And I believe this is correct, right, Bernard? For yours? Thank you so much. This was super helpful. You're welcome. All right, so we got some costumes, right? Costumes, Halloween coming up. This is a big time for this, and this is where we want to go to get costumes, right? So I love that you're sharing customers in costumes. I don't know if we should refer to our people here as customers versus, some of our friends in our costumes. So that can make that still same assumption versus like, I just don't like using the word customers because then it's like, okay, people are coming here and they're just potential money for the business versus like, like clients would make sense, but this isn't clients. And we mentioned clients with Mandy earlier. I would say, some of our friends in our costumes, if you're interested in one or more of these costumes or checking out our catalog, click here. So costumes, all costumes. I would also want to see like what's most popular as well. That's something that I think is always interesting to know, almost like a menu. You want to consider this like a menu. When you see a menu, what do you see? You see sort of people's favorites. You see the most popular. You get to see pictures. I love these pictures as well. I would love to see if with these pictures, if I wanted this costume, for example, right? If I wanted this costume right here, which is I think my favorite. Ooh, the Deadpool one. I want to click on Deadpool, and I want to figure out like how do I get to Deadpool. So hopefully we can maybe make these images clickable, and that would help so much. Like if you consider like even these images as a catalog, the beauty of having an internet catalog versus a paper catalog or a magazine catalog is I can click on that image and then go to it, right? And that's what I'm not able to do right now. I love that you have the Santa one there because that's, I'm sure, a very popular one in the in that time of year. Fancy dress costumes to rent. Various colorful costumes to rent for different occasions. Find your next identity for your upcoming event and create lasting memories. Find the perfect costume that is right for you. And okay, that's good. That's pretty good copy. I would say that the design of the website seems a little archaic in terms of, it still has this sort of flat design. It's sort of looking a little bit 1999, early 2000s versus maybe something that could be potentially a little bit more updated. I'm also pretty sure that there are easy templates that you could use. I'm not sure exactly what shopping cart or platform you're using, but if you, for example, had something like Shopify or something that integrated with Shopify or WooCommerce or other ones, you'd be able to display these things much easier and have the ability to make it even look a little bit more updated. But let's click on costumes a little bit. So adult size costumes, child size costumes. And again, this is where I would want to see images already, right? Animals, Barney, cartoon. Instead of having buttons, each image is the button. like click on the image below for the category you want to check out. So an image maybe of like your favorite animal one, or the best image that you have for Barney, the best one that you have for cartoon. But it looks like you have this. So here we go. This is really cool. All right. So again, some of these are just the costumes alone. Like these ones with the actual character in it are definitely more appealing than just like them on a hanger. Because like Jake, is that Jake from Neverland Pirates? I don't know that that's actually Jake from Neverland Pirates or not, or just a random Jake. And then this Mickey Mouse one, how does this Mickey Mouse one differ from this Mickey Mouse one? It seems to be a little cheaper, but I want to see them. Having a person in the costume is obviously going to be really helpful for sure. And again, here's like, I want to, so if I go to Daisy Duck, for example, renting fee $250, is that $250 in your currency? And then if I did want it to rent it, okay, so here's some nice images. Is there any information on like how long I would have access to it? How it works, okay. Know your theme, have a rough idea. I think the biggest thing here, Bernard, is just like removing, number one, better displaying the product that you have and having it be easier to get to them. Because remember, I was showing you sort of like the way through. There's a lot of friction, and there's less appeal for people to do all those steps. And even on that one page with all the buttons, there wasn't any images and things that kept me going or excited about clicking on those next things. People use images to make decisions online. So whenever possible, use images, and have the images also be clickable too if you have that ability. And number two, showing people in the costumes is much better than just not having anything at all, and just showing a hanger of the costumes. And then number three, I think updating kind of the look of the website is going to help a little bit in terms of trust. I think that's the big thing here, is that just the design alone at this point, when it's something a little bit more, plain looking like this, and again, it's okay. It doesn't have to be super fancy, by the way, especially when your product should be the thing that is the thing that people are looking at more than anything. But again, just design-wise, I think we can maybe step it up one notch to get to the point where it's a little bit more trustworthy, because it is to the point now where we're so far ahead of this style design that it almost will work against you sometimes, if that makes sense. But yeah, making it easy to help person get to those. And then, of course, on the homepage, really important, having it be very simple for people to see, like the most popular ones, right? Our most popular costumes, here's an array of them. In season, right, might be another one. And I would love to see like the Disney ones kind of in an array, the Marvel ones in an array. You have buttons for them, and these buttons could be spaced out as well. But so like this is nice. All the Disney ones in one place. This is cool. And lastly, it's like, okay, costume rentals, awesome. And I'm not sure where you're at, what costume rentals are like, but I know here in the States, for example, there's like stores that pop up around Halloween time that make it just very easy to see like a larger sampling of all these kinds of things. So that's kind of who you're competing against. I don't know with where you're at, they have access to this, or if this is sort of a unique thing within the area that you're in to sort of send these and book these. But I would say that the easier that you can make this for your customer, the better. Not just on the website, but in terms of just the service in general. If it was like 3 clicks, how could you get a person to make a purchase in like 3 clicks? How could you make them feel like this is legit? How can you help them understand more without having to go find that information, what exactly is going to happen, right? So, step 1, choose your costume. Step 2, tell us when you need it. Step 3, we'll send it to you. If you don't like it, you can send it back, you get your money back, etc. Right? So cool. A lot of great comments coming in from the chat as well. I think the design is definitely holding you back from potentially earning that trust. and just better spacing of images and better opportunities for like just a little bit more connection to the audience would be great. Seasonal stuff, most popular costumes. And thinking about like, why do people want these costumes? It's not just like to be another character, but you know, to impress their friends, right? To be the life of the party, to, you know, again, going to the benefits. Like I don't hear any language about that other than this sort of lasting memories portion. But you know, impress your friends, be the hit at the party, get a costume unlike anything else you can get anywhere. Then now I'm seeing why this is the place I need to be to rent my costume, if that makes sense. Cool, that's awesome. Love it. Your about page, a little bit more about you. Cool. Be cool if you had a picture of you like holding up some of your first 2 costumes. A little bit more connection to the story. Cool. Yeah, let's get a smile. Let's get like a big giant smile with you holding a couple costumes. Like, hey, this is a small shop, and I'm here to help you. And like this can help you get support from people who want to support small businesses rather than those large big box sort of costume places too. Good stuff. All right. All right, let me scroll up here. I saw a super chat from somebody, from Atreya, Build with Python on YouTube. So let's go to that. All right. So there we go. Build with Python, 30,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Let me click here, see what the homepage here looks like.
All right.
You have a video. I'm going to play that in just a minute. But Build with Python, I like the imagery because that's kind of like what coding looks like here, as you can see. Build with Python. I would love to see maybe just one sentence about what is unique about this channel. And also, if you happen to come out with videos regularly, 1 video per week or something is always good to say, if indeed that is something you're consistent with. But what's unique about these videos? What's like, are you taking Python and making it easy for you to understand, or advanced strategies with Python coding so that you can further your career? Whatever the thing may be, just a little bit goes a very long way, because this is what we see here. And again, I like the imagery. I love this sort of motif to this. I think it's really smart. But we can add maybe another line here on line 8 on what the purpose is, what's going to help me connect with you right away. So that's number 1. Number 2, I'm going to scroll down. I see your latest uploads here, and you have playlists. Fantastic. So you have Python playlists here. You have past live streams, popular uploads. Remember, we were talking about like put your most popular stuff up there. In fact, I would move that up to the top after above uploads, because when people come here, they just want to see what is most popular, usually more than anything. And then finally, you can actually extract these playlists indeed to show just a few of them. Like this past live streams one is like a playlist, and you can see an array of them here. Although the cool thing is with an actual playlist, you can actually put them in the right order, and you can show the ones within the videos that you want to see. Very smart use of playlists just in general though, because that's how people start to go from one video to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. These live streams, you may be able to benefit. Well, no, this is actually okay because they're sort of part of a series. I was going to say the thumbnails are kind of a little bit lackluster here, but Django, I can't say that, but it's very clear what it is you're talking about there. So that's not too bad actually. What are your latest videos? Let's see. But as you can see, yeah, as Fun Will Now Commence here is saying, it's like, wow, there's a lot of subscribers for like this little niche here. And yeah, when you start creating content about something so specific, those videos start to surface to those people who are looking for information about that, even without you necessarily targeting them. They're going to find you. So these tutorials are sort of the latest thing. Kivy tutorial, changing screens using ... Some more Kivy stuff. So yeah, it's cool. It's sort of like you have these themes that happen, which just naturally lend themselves to playlists. So let's play one of these. So this is a live stream. I obviously have done a lot of live streams as well, and you're getting a good number of views on these. I want to see what I can do really quickly to help you improve them. So let's watch one of them really quick. Django. Okay, cool.
Alright, we should be live any second now. Alright, guys.
Okay, so you said you'd be live any second now, but you were live for 20 seconds. So just keep that in mind. One thing that you can choose to do, even with these now, is you can edit out that beginning portion if you want. So you can just start at, hey guys, good to see you here. But if you do that, the live chat goes away. So it's going to be really up to you whether or not you want to do that. In the future, I would just hit live. And don't wait for you to see yourself live on the second screen you're looking at. Just go and just introduce people to you and to what you're going to be talking about. And as people start coming in, because there is a little bit of a delay for the replay viewers, seeing 23 seconds of nothing is gonna make them leave. We have 7 seconds essentially to get people interested in what we have to say. And for the live viewers, it's fine because they're coming on, they're seeing you talk already. But for the replay viewers, which is probably more people watching the replay, that's who you want to also serve. So typically when I start a live stream, I just go live, right? And I'm just like, hey everybody, Pat here, welcome in. Today we're talking about this. And then when people start coming in and they've missed that portion, most likely they are going to miss it. You just say it again. Like, hey, welcome in everybody. I see people coming in now. As a reminder, today I'm going to be talking about, and it's okay that you're saying it a few times in the beginning for people who are just coming in. And it's a nice reminder for people who are there and they're going to stick around for it. So I think that's okay. The audio in live streams is potato.
I think we are live. So welcome guys, welcome. So
That's not bad.
For the YouTube audience that watches it later, welcome you guys too. So somebody asked me today, like, what are the prerequisites of in the comment section of one of the videos of the live stream.
So yeah, I love how you are like, okay, somebody asked me today, and that you can kind of just go right into that. And you went into it within the minute, which is good, which is totally cool. Let's go back and watch some of your pre-recorded videos. Chill stream Q&A. Let's watch this video.
Alright guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to learn how to change.
You see the difference there? It's like, hey guys, welcome back. Now in this video, within 3 seconds, you said that. That's very, very good, and likely a reason why you've had a lot of people watch this video. So let's play that again, because I loved how you started. We're already on a screen, which is like something people in this space would be used to seeing, and they'd probably be invested in already reading this to kind of learn a little bit about what's going on.
Alright guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to learn how to change screens or how to switch screens using our screen manager. And we're going to be using the builder method to do that. If you don't know what the builder method is, make sure you watch the previous videos and then come back to this video.
Okay, you just mentioned watching a previous video. I'm going to hope that maybe here in the, okay, you have the full playlist. Any specific videos that you mentioned, you should definitely call out and display in your description for sure. And also, you can also have that information icon that's called a card pop up at that time. And it just is a really nice, convenient way to get to the video that you were just talking about. And it can get you way more views too. Your audio does sound better in this video as well. And I would use the same mic, whatever you're using here, within your live streams too.
But anyways, we are going to be using this builder method. So I've created this screen_string multi-line string variable. And I've also added this, loaded this string using our builder method and saved this inside the screen variable and then just returned the screen.
Cool. So I have no idea what you're saying, but that's okay because I'm not in your target audience. But I love that you have the source code here too. That's something that you can mention up front. That's a huge value, I would imagine, is the fact that people can just get the source code for whatever it is that you're creating right in the description below. I would mention that up front because that's a huge value add and something that you can get people to get really excited about. All right. Overall, not bad. I mean, there's obvious reasons why you have 30,000 subscribers. You're very consistent. You've had 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. So you're shooting stuff daily. You had a little bit of a break though. You had a chill Q&A after about a month and a half break. And it seems like back then you were kind of going 2-3 videos a month, so 1 per week, which is fine. Just continue to keep up that consistency, and that'll take you a very, very long way for sure. I also want to see how you end these videos too. I'm going to go back to another video, navigation content. Let's watch this one.
All right. Welcome back, guys, to the Skiwi MD.
So I love that. I mean, in that one video you said, welcome back, guys. In this video you said, all right. Like, you can make that a thing. Maybe you start all your lives. Maybe you start all your videos that way. And it just becomes a really interesting sort of thing that people can look forward to, right? There's so many YouTubers that do it really, really well. Like if I look up Peter McKinnon, he has this thing at the beginning of many of his videos. Let's see if I can find. So let's see.
Ooh, that's steaming. That's steaming. Ooh. Hi there. I ran out of cups, so I have to drink it from the pot itself. I'm not mad about it. Oh, it's hot.
Anyway, sorry. I guess he stopped doing it. But for the longest time, up to 3 million subscribers, he would go, "What's up, you guys?" And it would say, like, it would be, "What's up?" And he would do this with his arms every single time. And it just became something that I was always, like, expecting in his videos and look forward to. So it just...
All right. Well,
I love it. All right. It's almost a... it's almost like a... Where's that from? That's Matthew McConaughey saying that, right? All right. Anyway, that just caught my attention.
welcome back, guys, to the Skiwi MD video series. In the last video, we learned how to create a simple navigation drawer. Obviously, there is no content inside it right now, but it slides out nicely.
That's cool. I love what you just showed from the previous video. And again, link to that video here. So you have the next video. What about the previous video? Super easy to do. And of course, having it be a part of the playlist, full playlist, perfect. You have a link to that as well. Fantastic. I want to see how you end these videos because this is part of a series. I think that the connection from one video to the next can be really key. So let's go to the final sort of 10 seconds here. Okay, perfect. I saw an end screen. Let's see how you end this.
Guys, this is pretty much it for this video. In the next video, we're going to learn how to switch screens. I think that's a very good question which I haven't answered yet. So for example, if I click on this profile icon, it will take us to a different screen, and when you click on this upload icon, it should take us to a different screen than the home screen. So we are going to talk about that in the next video. I'll see you over there.
Very nice. So you had mentioned click or watch the next video. Knowing that you can put an end screen on there, actually tell people, hey, click on the video that you're seeing right now, if it's there, to go and watch the next part, right? You like, that's absolutely, like, this by far will help you increase your viewership and watch time and subscribers more than anything we've talked about so far. Because number one, you're keeping people on YouTube longer with a direct call to action. The way that you shared and sort of teased what's coming next, actually showing people, oh my gosh, now we just have to go, hey, click on the screen where you can see the next video. Instead of just in the next video, tell them, click on the next video. Click on the next video, right? So well done. I'm really excited about that. And hopefully those quick little tips can help you. I would also say that maybe, I would explore thumbnails a little bit more in terms of, you have a lot of wasted space here. Maybe you can add some text that might say something like, in less than 10 minutes, or super easy, or easier than you think, or something like that. Or maybe just zoomed in a little bit in terms of, for switching screens, I think it would be cool to have like a before, after sort of situation. But again, not a huge deal. You're doing an awesome job there. So hopefully this helps you. And I heard Matt McConaughey say "all right" only once in a recent video. It felt like the weirdest thing ever. Cool. Frank, thanks for sticking around, and thanks everybody for sticking around a little bit longer. I just wanted to get more value your way. Frank, what's your website at? Where can I help you at? Thank you, Atreya. Good stuff. Keep up the good work, and good work. Love it. I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes working on Frank's site if he is able to drop his URL here to finish up. We're going a little bit longer than I expected because I love doing this and I want to help out. All right, thank you, Frank. So cool to be live with you guys. I can literally ask you a question and you're like there for me. So cool. The internet is a wonderful thing. All right, Frank, here we go. Nice professional looking website with a big image of you, which is great. This is a personal brand, of course, so that's perfect. I already see a start here button. I'm excited to click on that. Let's look at the copy really quick. I do see that there's some space above here for some reason. If I were to like, yeah, that's weird. I don't know if that's just, like, why do we need to pull this down a little bit? I just have a little bit of a pet peeve for like stuff at the very top of web pages that like aren't useful. And I don't know if this is more of a design thing, but it pulls down the navigation menu a little bit too much. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Become better financially. What a great like 3-word tagline. I absolutely love that. Hi, I'm Frank. So you told me what the benefit is already by being here. Become better financially. Hi, I'm Frank. If you're interested, you're using words like you, that's great. If you're interested in making more money and becoming financially secure, then you're in the right place. This site is full of financial knowledge and information to help educate and guide you along your financial journey. The one thing that I would say that we can add in addition to this is helping me understand it's easier, or you're going to make it achievable, right? Like, how are you helping amongst everybody else who's helping everybody else financially as well? That's the one thing that I think is missing there, because sometimes when I go, oh, full of financial knowledge and information, now I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed, if that makes sense. So how can we, although you're saying it's full of financial information, how do we deflate that a little bit? Full of financial information that'll make achieving financial independence easier and quicker. Oh, okay. You see what I mean there? So that just a little bit of language like that can go a very, very long way. Let's scroll down a little bit. Money management, budgeting. Is this a button? Okay, it is a button. Oh, it's a button. There's a button. Not a button, button. But not a button, button. Yeah, that's weird. These buttons, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't, like, these ones look more appealing to me. And I would also have somewhere that says like click here or something that denotes a button. I can very much see people skipping over that because it's not necessarily the usual style of a button, versus like maybe something that's a little bit more more pill shaped as a button, right? When you see a pill shape like this, it's like, oh, click to watch, right? This one also maybe it could help if I scroll over them and they change color, which is called the hover state, sort of like this. That shows me as I'm going over that, oh, okay, I'm changing color, so click on me, please. Versus these ones which do not change color, right? I don't know, these buttons, I don't know, like the thin black border, I don't know what it is. Just the additional spacing between letters, the tiny letters for entrepreneurship, the longer spacing for stock market. It just seems, although they're the same color and the same kind of font stuff, it's almost, I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me for some reason. It almost takes away from like how beautifully designed this part is, right? Anyway, start here, good, hover state, that's great. So let's scroll down anyway. YouTube, awesome. Can I play this here?
This video is dedicated to help you absolutely crush your debt. Whether you have credit card debt, student loan debt, any type of debt that's putting a hole in your pocket or not making money for you, this video is going to show you step by step on how you can absolutely methodically get rid of all your debt. Thank you so much for watching.
Wow, that was a great intro, Frank. The one thing I will say is whatever keywords you want to rank for, say those keywords. I see that your keyword here that you're targeting in the title is pay off debt fast. Perhaps it could say how to pay off debt fast instead, just because those how-tos work a little bit more. And then you didn't mention how quickly you could do it in the intro. So just a little bit, I mean, I don't know when this video is formed, but just something that caught my attention after having done so many of these. This player is interesting. It's like embedded on your website, but it's still playing YouTube videos, which is kind of cool. I kind of like it, but not necessary to have if you don't have that. Podcast, disruption everywhere, awesome. So if I click on listen, where are you going to take me? Cool, a place where I can listen. It's almost like a landing page. This is great. It's weird, like here I am. Okay, I don't know if this button is necessary here. Let's see. Okay, cool. The bold white text here, and again, this might be from a podcast website of sorts, but this bold paragraph text is really hard on the eye because it's white on black. I think it's fine for the headers like this. I like this picture of you with headphones. Anyway, it's good that you have all the different places people can listen. Scroll down, you get that. This opened on a new web page, right? Okay, good. Good. Free downloads, cool. Hover states for these would be nice as well. And I think you can have your social stuff down here. Typically, that's where people are looking for them. I do see them up here, and it's kind of. I mean, it's not bad that they're up there, but I would definitely have them down below too. Let's click on start here and see where you take me. I'm Frank. Thanks so much for visiting. I started the site with a goal to provide you the best personal finance, investment, entrepreneurship resources anywhere. Hey, I was reading. Wow. Okay. The free checklist to get your finances on track today. So like you saw it right there. I was literally in the middle of reading your stuff, and then this is the disadvantage of pop-ups. I would have this pop-up come in a little bit later, or if you have a space for me, you have me get it here. Like, is it that much for me to wait a little bit longer to go down and read because I was interested, and then get this versus the pop-up? I think we remove the pop-up from this page. Or you have it be an exit intent pop-up, one where when I'm exiting and I haven't gotten that thing yet, you can go, hey, by the way, did you get your free thing? That's fine. But you could see just kind of how how an interruption like that can actually make a person feel. This image I see you cut off on the right-hand side, I would say try to flip these, have the text on the left-hand side and you on the right, so that it doesn't come across as sort of like an abrupt cutoff there, or use a different image perhaps. I'm Frank. I don't know if you have to introduce people again because you already said hi on the homepage. Thank you so much for visiting. I started the site with the goal to help provide you the best personal finance, investment, entrepreneurship resources anywhere. If you're interested in learning about improving your personal finances, investing, or thinking about side hustle or business, you're in the right place. You kind of said that already. You've said the same thing already on the homepage, that I'm in the right place, and now I'm in the right place again. I think we can get a little bit deeper into now language that I'm going to get connected with. So whether it's budgeting, money management, investing, or entrepreneurship, there's so much information on the internet. This website and the information below are going to help you get started right away and make it easy for you. So you've already introduced me, and I already know the topics. So let's get me going into what can help me. Money management. Did you know 70% of Americans have less than $1,000 stashed away in savings, and almost 50% are living paycheck to paycheck? Does it matter where? Does that matter to me? Is a question. Like, I don't know if this is a necessary thing to share. Like, it doesn't help me to know that. I think it just helps me to know what can help me, if that makes sense. So I would just go very clear. Your first step is to understand how you are managing your money right now. You might think that you know you're managing your money correctly, but I want to test you to see if that's true. I'm here to challenge you, but also make it easy at the same time. Step 1, download the free money management checklist below. Like, have that be step 1. Like, what a powerful way to get more people into your email list. I would have this say, click here to get instant access. Financial foundation. Are these clickable? Yes. Okay, you can also jump directly to our budgeting. You can down here go, if you feel your management is okay and you're ready to start learning how to budget, or you can just go budgeting. Kind of boring, but I make it interesting. here are some different places you can go to depending on where you're at with your budget. And I would say budgeting 101, right? Versus crushing debt and then building credit. Like, how do I know which of these three I should get to? Next, investing in wealth. This site has three main pillars: investment knowledge, personal finance, and entrepreneurship. I don't think that's important. What's important is in this section, investing in wealth building. Why is investing? Investing is something that is actually investing can sound really scary, but it's important that we make our money or your money work for you. So whether you're just starting out or you've been doing this for a while, click on the section on the right that makes the most sense for where you're at right now. Right? It doesn't matter that your site has three main pillars. To me, they'll eventually find that, and you've shared that a few times already. What matters is, wow, investment, I know I need to do it, but I don't know how to get started, and it sounds complicated. So how are you going to help me sort of with those objections, if that makes sense? Stephanie says, you have 3 pillars, but 6 bullets. There's a disconnect. Yeah, I think the site overall has 3 main pillars, but within that one pillar of investing in wealth building, there's these 6 things. Check out the YouTube channel. Awesome. I mean, the hard thing about this is, like, if I go to here, it's hard for me to go and subscribe to your YouTube channel. In order to subscribe
This video
to
is
your YouTube
dedicated
channel,
to help you.
I have to go here, click on here.
Dedicated to help you absolutely.
Right? So I have to go, like, I can't subscribe. And that one didn't open on a new web page, by the way. YouTube. So this actually takes me to your YouTube. Okay, I mean, first of all, not a bad start at all. You're doing a great job of connecting with me. You're talking and speaking my language. I just want you to talk more about what I eventually want, not just what I want to learn. Not just what I want to learn, but I want to know if you know what I want. I want that financial freedom. I want the benefits that come with that. And this knowledge, this information here is scary. It's overwhelming. I don't even know where to get started. I'm so confused, Frank. I'm not saying this to you. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretending to be somebody who would be like on this website. And I'm like, Frank, how can you help me? How can you help me understand that this is going to be simple and easy to use? And where do I get started? So I'm going to go click here to get started. And remember, with wherever I'm at, if you can help guide me, like, great. I think step 1, free money management checklist. I love that lead magnet. More about Frank. This is a fun image. I love that I'm learning a little bit about you here. I was looking for that. Do you also have any testimonials or people who have worked with you before? I'm curious. Because if on the homepage, for example, it was like, Frank helped me get out of $50,000 in debt, for example, I'm already even more connected. I can see that you're just not some guy posting stuff that sounds good, but you've actually helped other people too, right? So cool. Hopefully that information was helpful for you, Frank, and for everybody. And we reviewed 6 websites today. Spent a little bit more time, and I just wanted to do that because I wanted to help out. So great stuff today. I got to head out, everybody, but thank you so much for coming in and watching the income stream. Hello, and thanks to those of you in the back as well. And yeah, I hope there's some value here. If there was one thing that you learned that was the most helpful, please share it in the chat so that everybody else can get a summary of what you feel is most helpful for you too. It might be a good reminder for everybody else as well. And yeah, great job, Frank. Thanks again. Andy says, man, these reviews are so helpful. You're welcome. Very cool. Sweet. Good job, everybody. Thanks so much. I got to peace out, but have a great weekend. I'll be streaming live on Twitch likely later this afternoon around 2-ish, 3 p.m. Pacific. And you'll be able to hang out with me and my kids on Twitch, twitch.tv/hotcoalsonly. Woo, we covered a lot today. It would behoove you not to come in next week when we talk about this again, because this is something that I absolutely love doing. As you can tell, even if it's not your website or YouTube channel being reviewed, you can get a lot of that information here that can help you. So I hope to see you next week And of course, tomorrow, when we're just going to do some general Q&A, keep it casual, pop in some music in the background. We're going to sit back, relax, answer your questions too, and go from there. Thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed the extra time, and good luck. We'll see you soon. Peace out.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Good show, everybody. Thank you again for your time, and especially for those of you who came on super early when I got the time wrong, so I appreciate that. We got the day correct. Today is 192, tomorrow's 193. I'll see you at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. I'll try to get the time right for tomorrow. Anyway, peace out, everybody. Thanks so much. Take care. Much love.
Bruh.